Welcome to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with Rebecca Hall Gruyter. In our program each week, we provide the tools, ideas, and encouragement to help you move ahead on your journey, becoming a more powerful and impactful woman in your own life. Now here's your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter.
Welcome, everyone. I hope that you're having an amazing day. Honored to be connecting in with you. And it is now officially December. I am just amazed. I've been talking about this since the beginning of November, just how quickly the year is going. So if it's going fast for you as well, I just want to take a moment and we have this time together to just pause, to breathe. And I celebrate this moment where we get to just slow down a little bit and become present. Even wonderful things, when things go so quickly, we can not be present. We can miss what's happening around us. So I celebrate that you are leaning into today this opportunity to slow down a little bit, to become present, to be poured into and supported on your journey. We're going to be talking about the magic of souls in love. How beautiful is that? An opportunity for us to slow down and to have this rich magic of being connected pour into us and to support us on our journey together. So as you take a moment and you're slowing down and you're becoming present, I encourage you to notice what's going on around you. I know here where I'm at, we're having a rainstorm, so I'm enjoying the sound of the rain as it drums or taps on the windows, and it helps me just become more focused and present as instead of tuning that out, I allow it in. There's things around us, and I picture it cleansing everything around me, bringing nourishment and water to all that is needed, washing out that which no longer serves. What are the things around you that you can start tuning into? So often we tune out. So what can you tune into? What can you pay attention to and allow to pour into and become part of the tapestry of your life that's being woven and built together? So as you're tuning in, receive those things that are coming in as gifts to support you on your journey. As they're becoming present and tuning in, I invite you to close your eyes. Only if you're not driving. If you're driving, keep your eyes open. Otherwise, close your eyes. Really tune in and notice a sound, a texture, a thought. Just something perhaps you've been too busy to notice. Just give yourself space and a moment to feel that, to notice that, to receive that. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth, like through a straw. And I invite you to put both hands on your heart and feel that heartbeat. And notice the pause, that space in between the beats of the heart. What is it sharing with you? What is it speaking to you? What is it singing to you, reminding you of? The beat and the pause, the beat and the pause. Just see. And as you're feeling in and slowing down and becoming grounded and present, releasing what no longer serves. As you breathe out, breathing in, creating room and space for that which does. Feel in and see with curiosity, what is it that you need today? What will encourage you, support you, empower you? What do you need? Real time. Just feel in and see. Wonderful. So receive that information and that beautiful breath. Take another deep breath in. Open up your eyes. Become fully present. Welcome. We're so thrilled and honored to have you joining us today. And I know you're going to enjoy the conversation as we lean into our two beautiful guests who have been led to come together and create a powerful piece of work that is going to be launching in the world. So I'm very excited to have them both joining us today. And to introduce them to you, I'm going to start in that place of the heart and just see what was laid on their heart when they took a moment to stop, pause, and listen. So with that, Sam, I'd love for you to share what's laid on your heart when you took a moment to stop and listen.
Yes, I'm here. I'm glad, happy to be here with you.
Beautiful. And just was curious, what was laid on your heart as you took a moment to stop and listen?
Well, I feel the energy of the book, and which took 1 year for me and Sophie to put it together. And I'm very excited about the launch next week to share with the world our love story and our experiences in a relationship.
Beautiful. Oh, well, I feel that excitement, and it's just around the corner. So I'm excited to have you joining us. And how about you, Sophie? When you took a moment to stop, pause, and listen, what was laid on your heart?
Oh, yeah. I was really flowing into your words, and I really looked around me, and I saw the clouds in the sky. There's beautiful sky here today, and I was seeing poetry is really everywhere. So I was caught into the beauty of outside, and this is what I want to remember every day. Every day we can reach a moment of poetry, of grace, and that can flourish in our intentions and actions. It is exactly what came to me.
I love that. And you're right. We can remember that, and we can look for that beauty and carry it with us every day. Absolutely. Beautiful. I like poetry in action, right? The words and what is all around us. So beautiful. I love it. Well, listeners, how about you? When you took a moment to stop, pause, and listen, did you notice something, or something impacted your heart and spirit in a new way, or enriched your day-to-day? Perhaps there was something that bubbled up. Maybe something that Sam or Sophie has shared has touched your heart and spirit. We're going to take a commercial break here, and as we do that, what I want you to know is this is actually 2 minutes carved out just for you, an opportunity for you to pause, listen, and receive. So enjoy these 2 minutes, and we will continue our conversation in just a moment.
Become our friend on Facebook. Post your thoughts about our shows and network on our timeline. Visit Facebook.com/Voice America.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
Voice America programs are now available on your favorite connected device, including Amazon, Alexa, and Google Home. Through streams with Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, and iHeartRadio, listening to your favorite show is as easy as saying the show name followed by the word podcast.
Hey, Alexa, play Finding Your Frequency podcast.
If that doesn't work, try adding on TuneIn or on iHeartRadio or on Apple Podcasts.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at SpeakerTalentSearch.com. That's SpeakerTalentSearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
It's your world. Motivate, change, succeed. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com.
You can like and comment on the Voice America Empowerment Channel Facebook page. This is the place to get and share advice from some of the best leaders on the planet. Get started today by searching for Voice America Empowerment or click the like button under the player today.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that time, that moment to just breathe and be. And what I find so powerful about those moments is they don't have to be very long. I think sometimes we feel too busy, too much is going on. But when we take just even a minute and we focus in on just breathing, being, it helps us center. I find it lowers my stress levels, my cortisol levels, and it helps me instantly, within those 30 seconds, within a minute, be more centered, be more clear, and able to take action or make choices without feeling pressured and stressed and being reactionary. Just that moment, that breath makes such a big difference for me. So I hope that you enjoyed that moment. And sometimes I find, oh, there's the answer. Here's the solution, or a new perspective bubbles up, just slowing down. So I hope you enjoyed that. And we will have those times built in throughout the show on purpose to support you. So I encourage you, enjoy them and practice just being during those breaks, taking in breath deeply and let it nourish you, heart, mind, body, and soul. Beautiful. Well, we are talking with our amazing Sam and Sophie, and they have been led to come together and bring a powerful project together, powerful book. It's going to be released next week. It's just around the corner, so make sure to be, if you're feeling that pull, that resonance, mark this date on your calendar, December 6th. This book will be available, you heard it here first, on December 6th. And during the first 24 hours, it'll be available for a special rate of $1.99 on Amazon. So just a wonderful opportunity. I know the week before is such a busy time for them, so I'm thrilled they could join us today. I know you're going to enjoy, and there's even going to be a little bit of a poetry reading later on in the show that you'll get to hear from them and experience some of their powerful work and just let the words pour over you. So enjoy today's show. Let me take a moment and more formally introduce our amazing Sam. Sam Yao is a #1 international best-selling author of The Soul's Journey. He has reinvented his life several times, from a 6-month-old baby on a refugee boat to a penniless student to a CEO of a billion-dollar corporation to the chairman of an iconic pioneering center for personal growth to now a poet who writes about the soul's journey. He is passionate about your soul's journey. Please lean in and warmly welcome the powerful and dynamic Sam Yao to the show. Welcome.
Thank you.
You are welcome, Sam. I'm thrilled to have you joining us. And I know it's been a little while since we've had you on the show. We got to be part of your journey with your previous book that you brought forward, and that was just an honor. And now you have been led to continue your journey and bring forward another book. And I wanted to just start our conversation with why poetry. We shared just a snapshot of your journey that has led to you being a poet. So why is poetry something that's become so important to you to bring forward?
Well, all my life I involved in the communication in the business world, and after I left the business world, I was on a personal and spiritual growth journey, and I went through some difficulties in my life, especially after the death of my son Ryan. And it was revealed to me that I can share my spiritual experiences and insight in a poetic form, which was new to me, by the way. And I was really so happy to find a vehicle for me to express, what I have learned for many, many years now, and hopefully inspiring people and give some healing to people. And so I love it. It's my calling now. So it's the most enjoyable thing, and it also become my spiritual practice, one of my spiritual practices.
Beautiful. I love that. And I love that you're leaning into sharing your wisdom, your journey in such a powerful form that can serve and touch people's hearts and spirits and souls. So thank you for sharing. I'm so glad you leaned into bringing poetry forward and sharing it with the world. And I know that this has led to a powerful connection with our amazing Sophie, part of your journey, and you have been led to bring forward a new book. And so I'd love for you to share the title of this book, the one coming out next week. Just anyone listening, it's coming out, stay tuned. If you could share the title and the vision and why you were inspired to share this and bring this forward.
The title is Souls Enough. I was inspired to look at this life from the perspective of our higher self, which is the soul. And during my time with Sophie, I find I have never lived so fully in all aspects of me. My body and my spirit and my emotions, and so I was in a state I was never been happier in my life, and I feel everyone would somehow always searching for a love like this, and so I want to share with the world and in some way and let people decide whether this would help them.
Beautiful. Well, and what a gift to share that love and that beauty and that joy with others. So thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. And with that, I'm going to introduce our next amazing guest so we can get her perspective too on the journey and on this project. So it is my pleasure to introduce Sophie Roumeas. She is a #1 international best-selling author too, and compiler. She's led a powerful multi-book project, and she was born in the French Alps. Nature has always been a source of creativity for her, which we even heard how she was inspired by it this morning. So I love that. She is passionate about words and their ability to trigger emotions and memories and thoughts, and uses and focuses on them in her therapeutic work as she leads meditations and hypnosis sessions and family constellations. She is passionate about helping you voice your soul. Please lean in and warmly welcome the powerful, dynamic, and heart-centered Sophie Roumeas to the show. Welcome.
Thank you, Rebecca. It's always a pleasure to talk with you. I'm happy to be here with you today on Sam.
Thrilled to have you joining us today. And I'd love for you to share why poetry. We know about your love for words and how that enriches so much of the work that you do and are called to do in the world. I'd love to know why poetry became something that called to you.
Oh, yeah. So I can come back to my childhood, and I can really thank my mother, who would ask me to send a letter of thanks, to give thanks to people who would, for example, an aunt or a grandfather who would send a gift for us for Christmas time. And I realized at that time that words have power in the sense that they carry energy, they carry intention. So when I would, write this letter to say thank you, and I would try to say from my sincerity, Thank you. It became obvious that I loved to do that. And so I realized that sending words, receiving words in a meaningful way have sense to me. And then later on, being on high school, we would be in touch with poetry. And then I thought, oh, this is the way I can express in a poetic way emotions, what I receive and what I feel. It really started quite early with the words.
I love it. I love it. And then why, so this love affair with words and how much you enjoy expressing and sharing gratitude and connection with them from such a young age, now leaning into bringing your words and Sam's words together in this beautiful book that you're bringing forward in this poetry book. And I'd love for you to share the title, just in case people missed it earlier, and why this book called to you, why you leaned into bringing it to the world.
Yeah, so the book is called Souls in Love. And this is a second book for Sam, who is writing about the soul's journey. And we felt it's so natural to call it this way. And to share with people, how it started. We would talk about our own experiences and what we would experience together as a new couple, so love story. And so we decided, why not sharing it with poetry? Because we both met during a concert with Roumeas, quotes and songs, and we felt, it was an auspicious soul encounter for us that really triggered our, I would say, not ambition, but our desire to both collaborate with words and to drive our thinking and about love, of course, the positive aspect. But also sometimes there can be challenges, and what can we do with it and put into words the wisdom we could, learn from others, learn from our own journey.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And to bring that forward. So I love that it, one, had you guys connect and go deeper and learn and explore more aspects, and then bringing that wisdom, that insight together, and then this leaning into sharing it with the world. So I love that you're coming together and your relationship is creating something too that can serve and inspire and touch hearts. So that's just so beautiful and powerful. I'm excited about that. And if I were to ask you, Sophie, I'd love for you to know, is there one key thing that you hope someone reading the book receives or discovers in doing so?
Yeah, is to let the world inspire our inside. We have our inner essence, and then we can also meet the essence in the daily life of the world. So it can be through art, it can be working in nature, it can be having a meaningful conversation with someone, and then to let in these two worlds, the inner world with the outside world, and to allow us to create. It can create a poetry for oneself or to share with others. It can just create a nice meal, just dare to create. Creativity is a very strong force that can lead us to joy.
Beautiful. I love that. Thank you, Sophie, for sharing. I so appreciate it. And Sam, I'd love to know your thought too. So if you could think of one thing, and I know there are many things that we hope the readers receive in reading your book and enjoying it, but is there something on your heart that you're just hoping this book serves or inspires people, or there's a key message they discover?
Well, yeah, that's right. That's quite many different things. But one thing is that to have deep love, it had to be matched with deep commitment to each other. This is really important because we we live in a world where sometimes we think, well, it's easy to love and it's easy to be intimate with another person without deep commitment. And we find it just it's essential to have that commitment in order to have the deepest intimacy and the deepest connection and the highest joy.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. I love both of you. In your shares it's all leading to joy. So I just something I was noticing, that creativity and that embracing, and Sophie was sharing, embracing that ability to tap into and harness your creativity and honoring that, and writing or whatever it may be can lead to joy. And then I love what you're sharing, Sam, about how important it is for that deep love to really be matched with that deep commitment, and that's where it can lead to such powerful joy in our lives. So beautiful insights. I really appreciate it. We are getting ready to go to our next commercial break, and as we do that, listeners, I invite you, be present, breathe. Maybe there's a spark of creativity that you're thinking about, I've always wanted to, or maybe I could explore that, or choose to be present and see what's pouring into you, what you're noticing, just by choosing to slow down and be and breathe. We'll continue our conversation in just a moment.
Follow us on Twitter at VoiceAmericaTRN. Get the lowdown on guests, new shows, and your favorites. That's VoiceAmericaTRN.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at SpeakerTalentSearch.com. That's SpeakerTalentSearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message. It's time to serve, learn, change the world. Tune in each week for the power of young people to change the world. Hosted by NYLC CEO Amy Mewers. The program is a forum for both young people and the adults who love and support them. We make connections with others through stories of change, partnership, and new perspectives of issues facing the world today. Be sure to join us every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time and 3 p.m. Pacific Time, or anytime on demand on the Voice America Empowerment Channel.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit EmpoweredConnectionsTV.com. That's EmpoweredConnectionsTV.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
You can like and comment on the Voice America Empowerment Channel Facebook page. This is the place to get and share advice from some of the best leaders on the planet. Get started today by searching for Voice America Empowerment or click the like button under the player today.
It's your world. Motivate, change, succeed. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that moment to just pause and be. I'm continuing to enjoy the sound of the rain as it comes down and hits the roof and then hitting down to the road and the street. It's just very calming and soothing, and an opportunity to just continue to be. So I hope that you are enjoying being and reflecting on the insights and words and shares that Sam and Sophie are bringing to us as we reflect on creativity and joy and the power of words and the gift of poetry and how that can bring magic to our souls, to our life, how we can go deeper in connection to our relationships. And I love how both of them have come to that joy. Different paths that you can have to tap into that joy, which I believe joy has a depth to it. It's not just a fleeting feeling, but a choice of how we're choosing to look at things and to live and find that deep root that brings us joy into our life. So I love that they've tapped into that in different ways. And we have been highlighting and talking about their book that's coming out, Souls in Love, and that will be released on December 6th, so next week. And the reason we're encouraging you to mark that date, December 6th, December 6th on your calendar, is that if this is calling to you, you have an opportunity to lean in and get a copy for $1.99. It'll be available on Amazon, the special rate, for the first 24 hours. And so we want you to be able to lean into that opportunity. If you're feeling that pull, we'll be promoting and sharing it out, and you'll be able to find it on Amazon starting on December 6th. So opportunity and, a great gift for the holidays that you can enjoy yourself and share with others. And just as we're talking about that, we were emphasizing some of the key messages that Sam and Sophie are hoping that people discover and learn in reading the book and enjoying the book. And I just wanted to give them an opportunity, as we've had this break, this moment, to kind of sink in and think a little bit about it, feel in. If there's anything else as they think about this book being birthed and brought to the world, that they're really hoping that readers discover or learn or are inspired by as they enjoy their poetry and let it touch their heart and spirit. So with that, Sophie, anything you wanted to add to your thoughts around that?
Yeah, so I just wanted to add also about poetry itself. Poetry is not an elitist art. Poetry is music, it's the melody of words. And then, of course, we can follow principles, we can follow people would say rules, but we can also just follow the flow, our own inner flow to write in a musical way. And then it's a way to express and to capture the attention, our own attention, but also the attention of the person can receive the words. And what we try to do in the book is to share some insights about love, romantic love, relationships, art also, and consciousness, and in a way that can be kind of music to the ears, that can, I would say quite regularly that poetry is the language of the soul. It's a soul language.
I love that, a language of the soul. I like it. It's a melody for words. I love that, how it can, you follow the music of the words in creating and bringing forward, and let that rhythm speak to your heart, to your spirit, and bring forward what it's called to bring forward. So I love that. And I love that that's part of your process of following the melody of the words to bring them to the world. Just beautiful. And Sam, anything you would add to that you're hoping people discover as they read your book and they enjoy the book and the poetry pours through their souls and spirit? What do you hope comes from that for them?
Yeah, I have 2 points about what my thinking is. One is that when we started dialogue on creating this book, Sophie and I kind of have to come to say, what is the purpose of a romantic love? And we come to the conclusion that that's for us, not necessary for everybody, but I think in some way, somewhat universal, is intimacy. Intimacy is the essence and purpose of romantic love. So I know we have family, we have children, we have obligation as well. But for romantic relation to last, intimacy is the key to hold a couple together. And then the second point is that what this poem I hope would help because people is that the poems explore the alchemy between two lovers that keep the flame blazing. We have so much fun and joy in this intimacy, and we feel our fires are burning. And poetry is a media for us to capture our feeling and also how we were able to, it's still very short time. It's only 18 months. So part of the purpose is to transfer the experience of intimacy and the flame of passion, and how to keep them, blazing.
Beautiful. Well, I love that. And also, I was just thinking it might be interesting for our listeners to know that, where both of you live, because I also feel like not only has this book been birthed and created in such a rich, dynamic, deep relationship, but it's also been through different backgrounds, different places that you live, different journeys, have also gone into some of the richness of how this book has come forward and been created and your relationships birthed. So, Sam, do you mind sharing where you're from and where you live?
Well, I live in Laguna Beach, Southern California.
Mm-hmm. And then, Sophie, where do you live? Where are you from?
Yeah, I'm from France, so the French Alps, a little city named Annecy. And so it was interesting when you speak about different nationalities and backgrounds, I also want to say that for our poetry, so our poems, we wrote them, some of them in Sam's place, and most of them would be traveling. So, in south of France and Paris and other places. And then that became our background, meeting sometimes artists, going into museums and intellectual cafes and even places where different painters would live for a while and paint some of his most famous paintings. So we nourished our poems, our souls, our hearts with the outside world, art, but also daily life, and also our inner world, the one we create together as two lovers.
Yeah. Beautiful. Well, I love that. So it definitely has a lot of art, images, and pictures in it as well, because I know that was part of your journey and so much of what inspired some of the work as you have created this beautiful work together, being inspired by each other and the journey and going deeper, as well as different places in the world that you visited and were inspired by. So I just love that background and richness and the dance between different cultures and countries and all of that to come together, and that depth and feel is woven in throughout the book. So I love that aspect of it. And I know we've been talking about the book and sharing about the book, and I promised you would get a bit of a poetry reading, listeners. So with that, Sam, I would love for you to share one of your poems.
Okay. So one of the key things we found is that we have to have a subtle dance between our individuality and our coming together, our interdependence with our independence. So this poem is called Interdependence. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to start to read it. Lovers, do not lose yourself, for I cherish who you are and the way you live your life. Don't please me, love me. In pleasing me, you lose part of you. In loving, you become expansive. Do not change any part of yourself because you want to fit in. Allow yourself to change in a natural and intentional way as we melt our lives into each other. Like two circles coming together, not all parts of us will overlap. We will learn what parts will remain separate, but together, with full support from one another. Our life is a dance between independence and interdependence. Each of us self-sufficient. We are fuller and happier when we join our lives together in all our uniqueness. Our differences will bring richness to our shared life. We will remain curious and explore the vastness of the universe that is us. Let us promise to share ourselves deeply, always believing in the best of each other. In mirroring each other, we find the best in us we are still unaware of. We will dance this dance well. We will grow well together. And that's the end of the poem.
Beautiful. I love it, Sam. I was just giving a moment for us all to take that in and just let it ripple through us. Very powerful. Well, we are getting ready to go to our next commercial break. And as we do that, listeners, just let that beauty of his poem sink within you, ripple through you, and take a moment to be present, to see what's speaking to your heart and spirit. And we'll continue our conversation in just a moment.
Voice America is on your favorite smart speaker. If you have Alexa or Google Home, go ahead and give us a try.
Hey Alexa, play Finding Your Frequency podcast on TuneIn.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at speakertalentsearch.com. That's speakertalentsearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
Find out what makes the most successful people tick. Keep listening to the Voice America Empowerment Channel. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those two moments. And I was so honored to have Sam share one of his poems. That's just a little taste of their powerful book that, again, will be available on December 6th. So mark that on your calendar. Wonderful Christmas or holiday gift that you can give yourself and you could gift as well. So want to just remind you of that date because there's a special rate of the $1.99 for the first 24 hours. And I know I always like a great deal, so I love to let you know when there's an opportunity for that. So we heard from our powerful Sam reading one of his amazing poems, and I would love for us also to have the opportunity to hear one of Sophie's poems, because they've both written poems within this book that is being brought together and woven together. So with that, Sophie, I'd love for you to share your poem.
Yeah, I choose to answer the poem of Sam. I choose one poem that would talk about the divine feminine meeting the divine masculine. So the poem is called Humanity's Shadow. Three ways can prevent me from appreciating you. Being out of tune with my femininity, being a prisoner of my past and family story, not perceiving the purity of your love. I'd like to find the antidote to these three possible shadows in the world. I commit to looking into my own personal ones without makeup, without trembling. I was born a full woman, connected to the moon and its tidal phases. From my cycles, emotions are born. When I dare to be mind, body, and spirit, I am not afraid of my hurly-burly fluctuation. I become a temple to welcome the flowers of your passion. I carry past sorrows and joys, those of my lineage of women and men. From them, I also received the gift of transmutation. Life grants wisdom and clarity. I am offered the choice to activate my comprehension and get away from the helter-skelter incarnation. Embracing my ancestors becomes the answer. I am then free and whole in our becoming. You, the man I've chosen, whom I feel chosen by. I receive and love you in acceptance that your humanity is the same as mine. You are also the fruit of two opposite stars. Equidistant from earth to the divine, I am moving my center of gravity towards you. Love still is the answer.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing, Sophie. I love that.
Thank you.
And I can feel the dance in the words and the melody. Just beautiful. Thank you. Listeners.
Thank you.
You're very, very welcome. Absolutely. And listeners, I hope you felt that beat, that dance, that you let those words ripple in and through you. And for those of you who are leaning in and you're wanting more of Sophie and Sam and their beautiful book, wanted to make sure you knew the best way to connect with them and go deeper. So, Sam, what's the best way for people to connect in and go deeper with you?
Well, my website is Sam Yao Poetry. No space in between. So you can go to my website to read most of my poems. And also my email is sam@samyaopoetry.com. So you can reach me there. And I'm also on social media platform, Instagram and a Facebook page.
Beautiful. Thank you. I appreciate that. And how about you, Sophie? What's the best way for people to connect in and go deeper?
Yeah, so I have a very new website about poetry, and it is called travellifeLikePoetry.com. And I am also available on social media with, it's called Travel Me Like Poetry. Because one day I would say, I really want to travel life, like poetry. And life answered to me, art is a conversation, so let's travel each other.
Beautiful. I love it. I love it. And what's the best way for them to follow you on social media?
So social media, this is this is called Travel Me Like Poetry. And so the blog is available on Instagram, on Facebook, and I would love to connecting, of course, with people. and listening to their own poetry spirit.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm very excited about your book coming out. I've had an opportunity to see an advanced copy, and the artwork in it is beautiful, inspiring, and very diverse, which I think is very rich in how the book has come together, as well as the beautiful poetry that's been created. So I know, listeners, for those of you who love poetry and relationships and love the rhythm of words, that you will be inspired by this beautiful book and enjoy it. And for those of you who are also feeling the call to share your words, to perhaps be a guest on our show, or to reach more people with your messages, I'd love to let you know about the speakertalentsearch.com. This is part of our give back, and it's the process we use to find our amazing guests that we get to share with the world. So I encourage you to check it out, speakertalentsearch.com, and we look forward to hearing your messages and what you're being called to bring to the world. And as you get ready to go back into the world, I encourage you to take a couple minutes for you, an opportunity to pause, breathe. You've had this rich experience. You've even gotten to enjoy some poetry. So take that moment to be present and choose how you're going to step forward. Remember that you are a gift, absolutely needed in the world. And the best way, the biggest gift that you can give the world is more of you. So be willing to share the gift of who you are, one step at a time. Have an amazing week, and I'll look forward to talking to you next time.
Thank you for joining us this week for Empowering Women, Transforming Lives. Please tune in again for another edition with your host, Rebecca Hall-Gruyter, next Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific, on the Voice America Empowerment Channel, with a replay on Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern and 1 p.m. Pacific on the Voice America Variety Channel. Have a beautiful week, and may you always bloom where you're planted and shine.